Women of Reddit, what are some questions that you've always wanted to ask men but were too embarrassed? Oh, now that's an interesting question right there. Of course, I will be speaking on behalf of all men. And if you want to refute what I say, you can go ahead in the comments, I'll reply. But I think I can give an accurate assessment, accurate answer to all these questions. And I believe, I truly do, that most of you will agree. So let's just jump right into it with the first one. How often do men want to be hugged? Does it feel clingy if a girl offers it every now and then? No! No, it doesn't. It's never clingy. In fact, I would say that most guys want hugs. Hell, hugs are amazing. I'd say that most guys are actually depraved of touch, just in general. And I'm probably one of them. Most of us are. We just don't do a lot of physical contact in general, especially that of the loving kind. So, can you give hugs? Hell yeah! Now, of course, you do want to be careful because not every guy is going to take this in a platonic way. And those guys in general are the ones that you generally want to avoid. Because if a guy can't tell if something is platonic or not, then it's just going to get awkward. So yes, do give hugs. Just know who you're giving it to. Do y'all enjoy late night chats as much as girls? Or does it annoy you if it's very often? Actually, we enjoy it very, very, very much. No one loves a chat like a good night chat. These are amazing, the best time to talk about stuff. But here's the thing, it depends on what we talk about. See, if you're gonna talk to me about your day and how the veterinarian talked to you or how these people treated you, yeah, sure, but that's not really what I'm interested in. Most of the time, us guys, we don't talk about this stuff, we talk about ideas. Usually we talk about philosophy and life and death and universe and future and all this other really cool stuff. The only time it gets disinteresting or even annoying is when it's gossip. If it's gossip, if you're talking about things that happened, I mean, sure, I care about you and I'm glad that you did whatever you did safely, but I don't care what they said to you. I don't care if this dude said something annoying or some guy hit on you or some whatever. So yeah, obviously we enjoy late night chats, but think of it as deep conversations. Like, that's the time to have a good, deep, solid conversation with somebody to like really like deepen your bond. Like, that's a good time for that. That's a good late night chat. So yes, we do, and it completely depends on what we talk about. Can you guys feel our boobs when we hug? Well, generally, yeah, but a gentleman will never really tell you about that because there's really no reason to talk about it. It's not like you're making a move on us, and it's not like that's a cue for us to start getting interested. You know, it's literally just something that happened by accident, and it's just something you were born with, and we can't really force you on that. So yeah, we can, but don't think too much about it, because we don't. Is it true you really get random boners? Believe it or not, yes. Like, seriously, that thing's got a mind of its own. It will act accordingly. And sometimes it will happen without us even being in the mood. It just sort of happens, and you kind of gotta adjust to it. It's kind of awkward in a lot of situations, but most of the time, at least other guys, we kind of like understand. It's like, yeah, it's cool, bro. Like, we get it. Like, just chill. No one's gotta see that. And generally, yeah, you try and like hide it by shuffling your male organ to the left or right, or just in some way suppressing it. Putting your shirt on top, whatever. Because they don't know that you're not in the mood. They think you are. Everyone does. Anyone that notices. So in general, yes, it happens every now and then, but you kind of got to keep it hidden so no one puts you in a bad situation. Especially if you hear your little ding-dong down there. What does an erection feel like? I actually don't know how to answer this. I guess if I were to describe it, imagine you're working out your arm every single day for a very long time, and then one day you get really buff. And so as you're pumping, you flex your arm as hard as possible and you feel all that tension springing between your tendons. Kind of like imagine the same thing, but like between your legs, you know, without actually training anything. It's sort of, I don't know how it works. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. I don't know if there's like a female equivalent, but I would say it's something like that. It's like just flexing and muscle, right? Because that's what it mostly is, isn't it? It's just muscle. What does it feel like to run with no underwear on? Does it just flop around? Does it hurt? Does the bouncing get you hard? I never really thought about that. But I guess the short answer would be no, it does not hurt. Because generally, it's not really bouncing, it's more like tapping the sides of your legs, right? Generally, you're not really breaking into a full-out sprint, you know? You're sort of just jogging, running. Even if you are like jumping to a sprint, it's not really that long of a sprint anyways. And no, it doesn't get you hard because you're running through cold wind. Like even if the room temperature was mildly warm, it would still be cold as hell because down there it's like a campfire. Guys will literally sit down and just for no reason put their hands in their pants. Why? Because it's warm. Like if your hand is like really cold, you can just put it down there and just warm it up like a little campfire. So no, it doesn't get us hard. It bounces around a little bit, just a little bit, and it doesn't hurt. No, it does not get us hard. Are you as judgmental over our bodies as we are? Short answer, no. Long answer, depends. Because first of all, no one's gonna be hard on your body as much as you are. No one. Everyone's like that. Everyone's like their best critic. That's what they say, isn't it? Everyone's their own worst critic. But the only time I would say where there will be a little judging going on if you're like 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds. At that point, you kind of want to work on yourself a little bit first, and then you can start entering the dating market. Because in general, that's not very well received unless you have like these people called feeders, which is kind of someone that's into that. But in general, no, we're not even a bit. I've always wanted to know if there's a difference between orgasm and coming. Okay, now we're getting to that little territory, aren't we? Well, the second one generally follows the first, but the first will never happen without the second one. Sometimes the second one will happen without the first, but the first will never happen without the second one. Alright, you figure that out. Do you ever worry about what your friends think of the attractiveness of your girlfriend/wife is? Like, are you ever worried about the people you don't know don't find her good looking or judge you for being with her? No, never. I'm actually very, very convinced that really, if a guy loves a girl, he really does not care what anyone thinks of them. The only time where this is even remotely applicable is when the person's actually being toxic and you just can't see it. You know, when you're being taken advantage of and you just can't see it, at that point, everyone's gonna start pointing out the fact that, hey, you shouldn't be with this person. But in terms of attraction, sure, they're gonna say a lot of stuff. They're gonna say, hey, why her? She's not pretty, la la la. But a guy really doesn't care. And I know that only women think about this type of stuff anyways. So, it's okay. We really don't care. If we love you, we love you. End of story. I'm with someone who buys me flowers to make me smile. What would be something I could do similarly for him that is non-sexual that would brighten his day? Actually, there's a lot of things you can do, and one of them is getting him a flower. Now, of course, getting a flower to anyone is not sexual in any way. It just depends. It all depends on how that person takes it. So, you know, men, we're human beings. We like to talk about things we like, and so you can gift him something that he's interested in, something that he talked about before. Really just anything that's a hobby of his or anything he's interested in. This again depends on the person, but some people will, regardless of what you give them, take it as a romantic like incentive, as in like, oh, okay, she likes me, that's why she's getting me gifts. And I don't know, but maybe that's why he's getting you gifts. So you kind of have to like calculate it yourself. Like, is this a romantic thing that he's trying to go for, or is he being friends? If he's being friends and he's doing it on purpose and he's being platonic, then you can get him anything. You really can get him anything, and he's gonna take it in strides, and he's not gonna see it romantically because he'd already established that between the both of you. So this is all really just basic human nature that you kind of have to like figure out. Are all boobies good boobies? Yes. How much does height matter in attraction? For a guy, not at all. In fact, at least personally, I think that I would never date a girl that's taller than me, because then I just feel like a child, you know? Even if I am stronger and faster and so on and so forth. No, just no. If you're taller than me, no thank you, bye bye. And I think girls mostly think of the same thing. Like biologically speaking, their instincts, which is something they can't control, by the way, tells them that they want someone stronger than them so that they can feel the feeling of safety, right? So don't get angry if a girl's taller than you, and don't get angry if you get rejected because of your height. In the end, as a guy, you don't really need women. They're just a compliment to your life. Is your orgasm better with oral or vaginal? I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one once I get more experience. Yeah, the video is getting a bit long, so I'm gonna have to cut it short here. If you did enjoy this, do tell me so I can make some more. But for now, I'm just kind of experimenting around, trying to find stuff to talk about, give my views on, see if you guys want to chill and chat. But for now, I'll catch you guys later.